In Underhanded, the new novel by Jim Billman, Sonny Kristoff shares his adventures during the changing times after World War II with a refreshing inside-out look at history. Written from the perspective of men's fast-pitch softball, this was the time when baseball's little brother became America's most popular team sport. But unlike baseball, its imperfect dimensions brought about its demise. Order Underhanded on Amazon. Underhanded by longtime Southeast Iowa native Jim Billman. Available now.
Hey everybody, it is another week with Steve Shetler Media and the Encouraging Word. My name is Keven Hempel with the Beacon of Hope Project in Oskaloosa, Iowa. We've been talking about big announcements and whatnot for a couple weeks, and I really haven't shared a lot. And so at the end of this, we're going to talk about some of the announcements that are coming out with some things that we're doing. Try not to share all of it, but we'll see what happens. So today we're going to really talk about just having faith. And so we have a house in Oskaloosa, Iowa that we've been renovating and working on. I had a pastor show up 2 weeks ago, I think it is. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, because of some things that were happening around our property. And so I called him and I said, Pastor, we've got these things. Do you mind coming out to the house and just kind of praying over the property? And he said, sure. So he comes out and we show him the house. We show him the different areas and the kitchen and the bathroom and the upstairs rooms, and take him down to the basement and show him the foundation. And some of you that have watched the past videos, you saw me standing in the basement section. And then we took him out to the land and we showed him around the property. And I stood him in a spot where my wife had stood about a week prior. And I'm showing him the property, showing him the house, the garage, the land, the areas, all the trees and all the beautiful grass. And at the time we had some snow out there. And he looks at me and he says, Keven, you are walking in radical obedience. And so I didn't actually know what he was talking about when he said that, because I'm kind of simple. Though I might seem a little confusing or difficult on some of these videos or when you meet me in person, I'm really kind of a simple guy. And so when he said that, I was like, radical obedience, like, I don't understand what that even means. And he kind of started laughing and chuckling at me. But we talked for a little bit longer, and I started telling people about this radical obedience thing. And what it came out to is that, like, what others were saying was that I'm literally walking, like, kind of in blind faith. I just have this, like, presence or thought about me, and I don't necessarily know why I'm walking forward, but I know that I see something, and then I just walk, and then all of a sudden, like, I see another thing, and then I just walk a little further and walk a little further, and then all of a sudden something happens. Like, boom, an elephant pops out, right? Like, I don't know. And so fast forward, I'm in California meeting with a friend for lunch I think it was Saturday afternoon. And he looks at me and he goes, I just have to tell you something, Keven. And I said, what? He goes, I just picture you a little bit like Forrest Gump, right? So some of you guys know and ladies know that I'm a runner. I'm an ultra runner. And so I run hundreds of miles at a time. And I've ran over 6,000 miles since 2018. Well, he said, Keven, I just see you a little bit like Forrest Gump, where like people ask you questions and then all of a sudden you're in an office, and then they ask you another question. Then you find yourself like, at the White House, and then you find yourself on a ship, and like, if some of you have watched that movie, Forrest Gump, if you haven't, you need to go see it. And if you have, I think you know what I'm talking about. But it's true. It's true. Like, that's sort of how I feel sometimes. Like, I just do kind of the things that I'm doing and what I'm being shown. And so that's the radical faith about all of this. That's the faith, radical obedience about all of this. That's the faith that we have to walk out in life. Some of us think that we don't have faith. And others, I made this mistake myself too. I've told others that they need more faith. And that's not right. Is that if we go to bed at night and we set an alarm clock, I believe you have faith. If you're doing things and waking up every day, going to a job that you don't like necessarily, I believe you have faith. There's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. It just takes a little bit of mind shifting and perspective to recognize that. And so that's my story today about having faith, being radically obedient to what you know is true. It turns out that someone told me yesterday, a great friend of mine said that we're visionaries, and I still don't understand what that is, but he says, Kevin, you see several years into the future. And I'm like, I don't even get that. All I know is this: I see what I see, I believe what I believe, and I'm going to walk that way, and I'm going to do the best I can to not go the other way, because we can easily, those of us that have vision and imagine and see things, we can easily get distracted. And so the word for today is focus. That's the question I have to ask you, is where in your life do you have faith that you need to focus more on? That's it. Focus. That is the word for today. That is the encouraging word for today and the full week. You can comment in it. You can share this post. Share the post. Tell us in the comment section how you can focus and what you do to actually focus more on the things that you know you're supposed to be doing. And we love you. And so the last thing that I want to say is something that I picked up in a book, and it says this. It says, the good Lord sends me troubles and I got to work them out. But I look around and see there's trouble all about. And when I see my troubles, I just look up and grin to think of all the troubles that I ain't in. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the Beacon of Hope in Oskaloosa, Iowa, and the Eagle Branch Consulting. If you want to know how you can find out more, go to the Facebook page, contact Steve Shetler, and thank you for supporting him. Continue to share his page and support what he's doing here, because he is an amazing man. He's got an amazing team, and I just see in the near future that the things he's doing for Iowa and the things that the places that he's walking and the people that he's talking to, it's just all a massive blessing during this harvest season. So we are about to see great rain in Iowa, and it is going to be amazing because the farmers need it. We love you. I love you. My family loves you. Thank you so much for praying for us. And this is me signing off, Kev Hempel with the Beacon of Hope Project in Oskaloosa, Iowa. And remember this week to focus.